Podquest.
So, just real quick, I looked at the IMDb's for Greg Vaughn, who played
Is that
Cabral.
the brother or the dad? Okay,
Cabral,
brother.
and
Cabro.
Queen.
Was he on Pacific Blue at all?
General Hospital, The Young and the Restless. Charmed. I can. Oh, holy shit!
Was he on Pacific Blue?
Yes. Okay, we're gonna have.
Was he?
Yes.
I was joking. I'm so glad we got this on tape. Oh my god, it's on record that I got that right.
Oh my god.
Is this the show now?
Yeah.
We in it?
It's a
Holy
Pacific Blue
shit.
show. Cabral.
No, this is the episode now. We're in it, right? This has to be the episode now.
Yeah, this is in it. Greg Vaughan. Greg Vaughan.
That's Vaughn.
But that's not how Vince Vaughn spells it, is
it? Vince Vaughn's not the only Vaughn.
He's the only
it's just
Vaughn that matters.
I Vaughn to disagree with you.
Greg Vaughn. Holy shit. He was also on Buffy the Vampire Slayer in the Reptile Boy episode.
New favorite actor, Greg Vaughn.
Young and the Restless, General Hospital, Days of Our Lives. That's his most recent credit. He's on Days of Our Lives now in 2020. 2012 to 2020.
Big day for my man Greg.
Motherfucker. Okay, so 1998, Mortal Kombat Conquest, Cabral in Dead of the Dragon. Next credit after this, Trent Spence in the episode Broken Dreams of Pacific Blue.
Immediately after. Didn't waste a second. We have to get him on the show now. This is our guy.
Okay, I'm going to read this IMDb summary of Greg Vaughn's episode of Pacific Blue, Broken Dreams. After hitting a deaf person on the boardwalk, Corey is forced into working with Monica, tracking down an illicit ring of deaf beggars controlled by a ruthless king. Bobby Cruz is swapped onto Horse Patrol and pursues a gang of kids terrorizing the boardwalk with a potato cannon.
Huh?
That's the summary of the episode of Broken Dream of Pacific Blue that this guy was on.
Oh my god, man, what the fuck?
different episode director than this one, different writers. So
man, I'm still trying to grapple with that Pacific Blue plot.
Should we do a Pacific Blue bonus episode?
We might have to. Yeah, we might have to.
Should it
on
be
that one?
Should it be this one or should it be another early one I remember where
you could do two?
A group of thieves was robbing places on the boardwalk by sending strippers in to start dancing. And while all the customers were distracted by the strippers, they would empty the register.
That classic move.
That classic.
I think we probably have to do one episode where we talk about both of those. Otherwise, we will become a Pacific Blue podcast.
We could also just do Pacific Blue.
I don't know. Let's not make that decision right this second because we're in the heat of a wild, unprecedented moment, I think. I still can't believe he was actually on fucking Pacific Blue. Never mind that it was immediately after he did this. That's truly fucked.
Motherfucker. He was also in Poison Ivy, The New Seduction.
Oh my god.
Starring Jamie Presley.
The one I haven't seen. Damn.
Beverly Hills 90210, Cliff Yeager, Malibu Shores, Josh Walker, Baywatch as a cowboy.
That's his credit? A cowboy?
His credit is cowboy.
Also saying Cliff Yeager and Malibu Shores back to back makes it sound like he was in a Pacific Rim reboot.
Oh god. The Incident. Caroline blames herself for teen's death in a fiery nighttime. I remember this one. Yeah, I've seen this episode.
What the fuck?
Of Baywatch. This guy rules. Greg Vaughn.
We've come full circle on Greg Vaughn.
We really, really has. This guy his IMDb is nothing but hits. He was on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Bangers only.
Will and Grace as cute guy.
Classic. He played a bar stool on Cheers.
That was uncredited. Soundtrack, one credit, a short called Anything But Frogs.
What?
Oh, shit. He was in a second episode of Baywatch. Archive footage, Baywatch. Teenager in the episode Trial by Fire. He must have been an extra and then got famous, and they were like, we better...
Oh, we're going to credit him now.
Yeah, we use his footage. He's known. We have to give him a credit. Children of the Corn 5, Fields of Terror. That is prime They made another one material right there.
Yeah, we maybe have to get to that one just because of our man Greg. Does he have a prominent role in that film? Or is he like the Corn?
His name is Tyrus.
Tyrus?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He's not one of the 15 top billed.
You say his name is Tyrus?
Tyrus. Tyrus. Kane Hodder was a bartender in this. David Carradine is in Children of the Corn 5. Alexis,
but who played the Corn?
Eva Mendes, who we will see in Mortal Kombat Conquest.
What?
Is in Children of the Corn 5.
No fucking way.
Fields of Terror.
She's going to be on this show?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I had to go back and listen to episode 0.
Oh, well, I don't remember.
She was one of
Neal, I live a fast life, okay?
Jennifer Badger. Why do I know that name? This can be the whole show, just IMDb.
It sounds like it could be, yeah.
Jennifer.
We're going to come up.
Oh, stunts in Iron Man. She did stunts in Buffy. That's how I know that name. I think
we got to play 6 Degrees of Greg Vaughn sometime.
Did she do stunts in Conquest? Hold on. Oh, she was in the Rage Carry 2.
Wait, what?
As stunt double. Charmed.
You can't just name drop that movie like that. I get too excited.
No Mortal Kombat Conquest for Jennifer Badger, stunt performer, star of Children of the Corn 5, Fields of Terror, also starring Greg Vaughn from the Mortal Kombat Conquest episode Debt of the Dragon. I need to crack an ice cold Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Energy after all of that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like Walt Disney said. It is a small world after all.
Whew, that's good stuff, man.
Yeah? You think so?
You gotta drink them icy, icy cold. That's the trick. New name for the show, Greg Vaughn Cast.
Welcome to the Mortal Kombat Vaughn Cast. We've got Greg Vaughn. That's it. That's all we have.
Bringing up Twitter.
Delete account.
Yeah, show's over. It's all Greg Vaughn Cast.
New account. Enter email.
This guy's
number one Greg Vaughn fan at AOL.zone.
Texan journeyman, Emmy-winning Eric Bradley. Let me see. There he is. He is rugged these days.
Like a good rugged?
I think so.
Or like a frazzled.
Let me make sure.
Rugged.
Let me just check for anything problematic.
I was about to say, has he done anything that we should maybe cut the whole podcast out if he did a bad thing?
He's a NASCAR fan.
Aren't we all?
You can talk to him about racing.
Jeff Gordon's the man. Jimmy Johnson, 7 in a row, baby. Hendrick Motorsport, boys, we out here.
Seems like he mostly loves his kids. Wants people to vote. Doesn't talk about who.
That's always sus though, because if you can't say out loud who you're voting for,
well, you know, I think
sounds like
celebrities.
Maybe he voted for the guy who fucking lost.
I don't get the feeling. Let's see here. What's his most recent tweet? 4 days ago. God bless teachers. Blah, blah, blah.
Are we getting too inside baseball?
I followed him from the account.
Well, let's hope that doesn't come back to bite us.
So,
Mortal Kombat.
So the
you hear about this?
So the Black Dragon. All right, fuck it. We're not going to do a segue. Let's fucking get into it, man.
This is the least it's felt like we're doing a podcast ever.
Yeah,
we delay it by 1 day and the wheels completely fall off the wagon.
These weeknight records are different. It's late. We're punchy. We're in a good mood.
It is definitely late. We usually do this in the middle of the fucking day.
Yeah, let's try to get into this. So I'm just diving into it, man.
Let's just jump into it. Or wait, I got an episode recap. Wait, no, you gotta introduce the episode. Fuck.
Mortal Kombat Conquest Episode 7, Debt of the Dragon.
Heard of it?
This is written by Sean Catherine Derrick, again, another one of her episodes, and directed by Jim Johnston, who also directed The Essence, the Katana episode.
Not to be confused with Jim Davis.
Not to be confused with Jim Davis, or That's All I Got.
Or Garfield.
More Mrs. Johnson, my 8th grade science teacher and later high school student counselor advisor, I think. Hey, Miss Johnson, I know you're listening.
She keeps tabs.
Yeah, this is an episode that features the Black Dragon, the organization that Kano is a part of in Mortal Kombat. So while Kano doesn't show up in this is Mortal Kombat related stuff. This is legacy Mortal Kombat stuff, right?
Not to be confused with the Red Dragon.
Not to be confused with the Red Dragon, led by Dagon, Taven's brother. And their dad's name is Argus. I remembered it. I couldn't remember that other episode. Thanks for finding a way for me to bring up Taven.
I'll always find a way to. I think we have a secret challenge for ourselves every week, which is, can we talk about Taven?
I will be renaming this podcast Taven Talk.
Taven Talk? Yep.
Yeah. Or Talkin' Taven. Talkin' Taven sounds good.
Taven talking with Talkie Taven.
Hey, Corey, why don't you...
What a disaster.
Hey, Corey, why don't you run us through the plot of this, I'm going to say it, kind of bad episode.
Cards on the table.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. Let it be known that I watched this on Thursday, and it is Monday. And it is Monday night. And if I seem a little foggy on the details, it's because I skipped them on purpose because I don't remember.
I could do this.
I can get the big parts, because I feel like this episode recap that I do, the Corey Corner, is really more about like here's the broad strokes, you know?
Yeah, hit the big points. If
that I can do. So we've got the Kombat Krew. They have decided to open the trading post as an actual trading post. Sort of make use of what they've got on hand. Taja, they say she's really excited about it. We sure don't see her fucking ever.
Right?
It doesn't... Hang on. Actually, we have to address this right now. Why the fuck are we just talking about Taja and not letting her, I don't know, do anything? Complete bullshit. Let it be known. So they're opening up the trading post as a trading post, and immediately the Black Dragon rolls in, and they're like, actually, this trading post is ours. Jen's dad was a piece of shit, and he didn't actually own it. He owed us a bunch of debt, and we would like to have it back, please, very much. And Siro and Kung Lao are like, absolutely the fuck not. Please leave. And we're introduced to Jola, who is the primary antagonist of the episode. There's her brother, Cabral, and we later meet, I don't know, their dad, who I'm just going to call Dad. And they make up like the head of the Black Dragon at this point. And the part of the episode revolves around two things, which is Kung Lao and Siro not being able to agree on how to best deal with this problem. Siro very much wants to like absolutely fuck them up, take the fight to them, not give it over, but also like actively eliminate them from the equation, whereas Kung Lao wants to sort of be not appeasing, but sort of there's a word that people used when people just let Hitler do whatever he wanted. I can't think of the word, but you know what I mean. That. Anyway, yeah, Kung Lao wants to basically wait it out. He's prepared to actually give them the trading post. Be like, it's not worth this fight, whatever, who cares? We get some Raiden intervening with that. But on the flip side, we have Jola and Cabral sort of fighting over control as their dad, who's sort of a non-entity here, tries to mediate. And Jola decides to take matters into her own hands by going to Outworld and hooking up with Shang Tsung, literally and figuratively, it seems, to get the ancient power of the Black Dragon reinstated. Basically, her grandfather had it, and she wants to take the fight directly to the Kombat Krew. And then there is an encounter at the end that is somewhat anticlimactic. She gets away. They become friends again. We end up with a third antagonist on the scene. So we've got Sub-Zero, we've got Noob Saibot, and now we've got Jola from the Black Dragon. That's basically it. A lot of the episode is spent talking about the Black Dragon, and it's a lot of talking about the Black Dragon. Inexplicably, Siro is like, Black Dragon have like run this town of Shujin like my whole life, and they're like own everything, and they got opium and all the drugs and all like the
women.
Yeah, which is just ugh. And Kung Lao's like, never heard of them. And it's like, Kung Lao, how the fuck have you never heard of them? What are you talking about? How has Kung Lao never heard of them? They run the city, apparently.
Yeah, but he was being homeschooled.
Yeah, but like he lives there now. He would have heard about it at some point before today. Yeah, he's been in the city. He has a girlfriend.
Had a girlfriend.
Whatever.
R.I.P. Jen.
R.I.P. Jen. Play sad funeral music now.
Where were we?
The arms of a Goro.
Fuck.
I didn't think you laughed so hard I didn't even hear it right away.
Continue.
Okay, well, Neal is having an absolute breakdown.
Oh God.
The biggest problem with this episode is twofold, but it's kind of the same thing, which is on the one hand, the Black Dragon feel totally ineffectual in terms of like how they interact with each other and what their impact is on the world, because it's basically nothing. Like the episode ends and it's like a total non-problem. But beyond that, part of what we see is their combat crews arguing about them. Again, similar to the way Siro feels when they crank up his hubris to build conflict. Like something just doesn't feel like consistent. And I think it's consistent in that Siro continues to sort of be the guy who wants a fight, wants to prove that he's big and tough and strong, and can make that point. And Kung Lao is more concerned with sort of like the moralistic or ethical argument through like the use of violence as a tool. But what that culminates in an episode of television is a lot of time spent arguing and not a ton else.
Yeah, Siro seems to know a lot of shit that he hasn't filled Kung Lao in. Kung Lao in on. Like,
I don't know how Kung Lao doesn't know some of this stuff already.
Well, like remember in Cold Reality, he's like, no, I know all about the Lin Kuei. They're dangerous, et cetera, et cetera. And in this one, he's like, I know all about the Black Dragon. They're dangerous, et cetera.
I think it's just convenient exposition at a certain point, but like narratively, it falls apart because it's like this would have come up. I feel like, but I don't know. He's fucking defender of Earthrealm. He is in Jujin. Like Jen was there. They established that he has been there before. He would know something about how the fucking city works. They seem pretty integral. Like,
yeah, but apparently he doesn't though. And Ciro's got his finger on the pulse of all the shitty Shuzhen people.
Yeah, and he's gonna go drink at a bar and pass the fuck out.
I feel like he should be like day one, be like, okay, Kung Lao, we're gonna hang out at the trading post. Here's some things you should know. Number one, the Baron sucked, and he got in deep with these mobsters, right? And then they're called the Black Dragon, and also there's this assassination clan out there called the Lin Kuei, and you should know about them too because they just kill people all the time here in Zhujian. Like he should give them the fucking rundown. Like Kung Lao is just like a country boy, right? And like he's been off at the Shaolin Temple for the most time, just kind of coming into the city on the weekends. And Ciro's like been in the shit. He should step up and offer these things before they become issues.
Well, he's being distracted by the bane of all our existence is capitalism.
Fucking capitalist greed. Man.
Yeah.
What a topical episode.
Shout out
really.
to my man Kung Lao who hates greed because he's right. Yeah. And he should hate greed. Greed is for narcs.
So, so we open on the trading post and Ciro's like haggling with a monk. Master Neal is this monk's name.
Yeah, he's fucking haggling with Kung Lao's boy.
He's trying to price gouge a monk,
which is like fucked up. They don't have a lot of money, Siro. Come on.
Monk's just trying to trade some apples for some cooking spices, and we all know that apples are the only food in Zhujian anyone ever eats.
An apple a day gives you cooking spices. That's what my doctor told me.
An apple a day keeps Outworld at bay.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Also, if you eat an apple in Zhujian, you wake up in the middle of the night, your mouth is full of cinnamon, just overflowing with like cumin.
Yeah, totally.
Just full of rock salt.
So, so Ciro's like price gouging this
a religious figure.
A peaceful monk, and Kung Lao intervenes, and Ciro's like, okay, fine. I'll trade you all the spices you want, plus I'll throw in some extra stuff for your apples. And the monk's like, sweet, let's go. The trade is done, and Kung Lao's like, that was good of you, Ciro. And Ciro's like, haha, that guy was a sucker. We're going to double our profits when we sell these apples. How do you like them apples?
A lot of apple humor.
And then what does he say? He says, Taja was right. Commerce is just another term for burglary.
And I mean, he's right. And she's right. They're not wrong.
She's not here, by the way. She's at the jeweler buying some rings.
Why is she not here?
Because she's at the jeweler getting herself something nice.
Every scene they talk about Taja, they're like, oh, fuck. We would have loved to have her on screen. But shit. She just went to the store. And it's like, nah, motherfucker, give her something to do. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. Fuck you. We don't need 2 in a row fucking Siro Kung Lao argument episodes.
Breaking news.
What?
I just looked her up on IMDb, and
Who?
Kristana Loken,
Oh, okay.
the actor who plays Taja. So this show was 1998 and 1999. I think that it's entirely possible that during this she was filming another show, either
Pacific Blue,
Pensacola, Wings of Gold, perhaps an episode of Sliders she was on, or perhaps one of the 2 episodes of Pacific Blue that she was on.
Oh my god!
As Officer Claire Kane, Blue Hawaii Part 1 and 2.
Okay. Oh my god.
Holy shit, how did I miss that before? I feel like, last episode made it just abundantly clear that there's something going on with Kung Lao and Siro. What that is, we all know my interpretation of it.
A relationship.
Yeah, they're
boyfriends.
They like to cuddle. And then in this episode, there's a hell of a lot of drama and just between the 2 of them, right? Like, I was watching it through that lens, so I do think it was interesting that the show is focusing so strongly on their interactions again, immediately following that last one. Maybe this is the show's way of showing us that they aren't the perfect couple I imagined them to be.
Right. Maybe
it's there to strengthen their bond.
even if that's true, it's like there's just something that becomes immediately frustrating, especially 2 episodes in a row, if conflict tends to boil down to 2 people argue. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like the
totally.
show shows potential earlier on to circumvent that, and I feel like it's falling into bad habits.
Yeah.
Because all of the Black Dragon stuff is Jola argues with Cabral, her dad, or Shang Tsung.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing.
It pretty much is. You're right. So, but let's meet Jola first, right? So,
She shows up like, "Hey, bitch, why are you in my house?"
yeah. So Ciro's shutting down the trading post for the night after fleecing a monk, and they go to close the door, or I don't even fucking know. Someone's at the door. They open the door. That's what they do, right? They open the door.
These doors were made for opening.
Boom. Jola, a new character, Jola is standing there, and she's like, "Hey, this trading post is mine. I've come to take it from you. You have 5 minutes to clear out." And she's got a couple goons with her, right? In like black outfits with red trim. Unremarkable, unmemorable,
Lame.
generic
Borderline.
henchman ninja outfits. And they're like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Right?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, the Baron who owned this place got in deep with us. We're the Black Dragon. We run this city. Ask anybody around here what my name is," which is something that I would have to do because I couldn't for the fucking life of me remember the name Jola.
I had an easier time with that than Cabral, but
Yeah.
I mean, they're both pretty shit names. Sorry to all our listeners named Jola.
I gave up on Cabral and just started writing down Black Dragon Brother.
BDB.
Yeah, so then she's like, "We're going to fucking take this place," and boom, knife fight.
Yeah, and it's good. It's a good ass fight.
It's
There's a point
is
where
this-
a goon does like a hand plant and then like does some kicks and a knife thing on a table. This might be the best fight we've seen today, which is what I think you were about to ask.
Yeah, this was a really cool one. It seemed to focus heavily on Kung Lao fighting the 2 dudes with the knives, but I do just want to point out that at the beginning of the fight, Siro swings in on a rope like a goddamn swashbuckler.
So here's the thing. First of all, swashbucklers are tight. However, how
Yeah.
the fuck did they plan that? They didn't know anybody was even coming. Like, because Kung Lao is like, "Siro, do the thing." And it's like, you didn't fucking know this was happening. Like,
Well, when you're like, sometimes when you're dating someone long enough, you can kind of like finish each other's sentences and like you kind of know what each other's thinking, right?
right. Do you want to
So-
try it?
Oh, are we dating?
You can just, well, I mean,
Let's-
we're co-hosts. Close enough.
Okay.
You can
Let's
just
try
start
it.
a sentence and then I'll see if I can finish it.
Boy, I sure do love this delicious.
Energy Coke.
Holy shit. So yeah, this was a pretty sick fight.
Once again, that's the show's constant. is
I love the part when like one of the
choreography is good as fuck.
when one of the goons. I love the part when one of the goons like goes to kick Kung Lao in the head and he just ducks and the goon kicks the other goon in the head instead. Like that, some like tight Three Stooges action.
Totally.
So the fight goes on, and then boom, another guy at the door, and we meet Cabral.
Important note about Cabral, other than that he's just like that pretty boy kind of vibe.
Played by Greg Vaughn from Pacific Blue.
Friend of the show. I'm going to make a statement that this is the worst attempt at makeup in any television show ever conceived.
If you're talking about the tattoo.
I am. It is one of the worst looking things.
I think it looks sick as hell on him.
You gotta be kidding me, man.
Nope, not kidding. I was like, hell
Dude, they look so bad. They look so shitty and cheap.
Oh, I think it looks sick on him. I think it looks bad on Black Dragon Daddy that we're going to meet in a little bit.
I think it looks bad on everybody. Jola gets a big one on her leg later. I think that one looks a little bit better because it's not as small and weird. But like even that's kind of lame.
I do think when you see like it's the same dragon design that's in the Black Dragon medallion that becomes oh so important to this episode.
Yeah, when they verbally explain it, because I didn't realize. I thought the medallion bit in the montage was purely visual.
Oh, yeah.
I did not recognize that she was taking that or anything.
I think the Black Dragon needed better like branding, like
yeah.
They had like their logo designed off of like Fiverr instead of like hiring a graphic designer.
They should have called you, the guy who did our logo.
Oh, thank you. I'm gonna make a new Black Dragon logo right when we're done with this because I don't have enough to do.
Yeah, I need more responsibilities.
Yeah, so Cabral's like, hey, let's get out of here. You've lost, but rest assured, we will have what's ours. And the Black Dragon, Jola and Cabral and the
go fucking talk to their dad.
Goons fucking peace out, right? Well, Siro fills us in that they were in fact the Black Dragon, and the Black Dragon run the city. They control all the opium, money, and women in the city. And yet this is the first time we've heard about them.
Yep, and yet they've never come up once the whole time. Seems pretty convenient, writers.
How do they share territory with the Lin Kuei?
They don't.
You think the Black Dragon ever hires the Lin Kuei to do shit? They probably do. I bet they've worked together.
I mean, based on their headquarters, they don't seem like they have a ton of money right now.
Well, they're both terrible, ineffectual, evil organizations in this universe. So.
I mean, the Black Dragon are literally stationed out of a haunted house.
Yeah, and it looks sick as hell.
There's a big fucking skeleton out front.
Big ass skeleton. Looks like
it's the 12-foot Home Depot skeleton.
Yeah, so we get to see the leader of the Black Dragon, who I didn't pick up his name, and I
honestly don't know if they say it because I also don't have his name.
We're just gonna refer to him as Black Dragon Daddy
or Dad,
and he is mad at Jola.
He's mad at his terrible sons or his terrible children, not his son. His big adult sons.
Yeah. So Jola
and
Cabral are siblings, and they are the children of Black Dragon Daddy. And it seems like Black Dragon Daddy wants to go legit, like organized crime mafia style.
Yeah,
right?
And Jola is like, actually, that's a lame move that only losers would do. I think we should be harnessing black magic and terrorizing everybody.
We should be murdering and killing people because we used to be warriors, and you guys just want to be like lame ass like money people.
Yeah.
And that's not. I'm not about like Jola's like.
When I was born into this family, I signed up to shoot fire out of my hands, and I haven't been able to do that once. And I'd like to be able to do that.
I've waited long enough. I'm about 18 years old, maybe,
or maybe 40. We have no idea.
No way of knowing. No way of knowing.
Dad is like, absolutely the fuck not. That shit made your grandpa do the monk crumble. We couldn't possibly.
Yeah, he straight up gives her the because I said so.
Yeah,
right?
And then Cabral is like literally pulling some sibling of like laughing and just like, fucking idiot. Got him. You got by Dad.
They do make a big point of showing you that medallion, that dragon medallion he wears around his neck. So I wonder if that'll be important. Yes, it will. So we get back to the trading post. We get to see some Taja. I think it's important to point out that Taja does show up
for like 2 seconds
in this episode. like she's got very few scenes. Again, she was off shooting Pacific Blue, presumably.
Only thing that could be more important than Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, and they fill her in, and she's like, "Boy, I don't know what to do. I don't know, guys. Whatever."
Yeah, she basically has no valuable input. She's like, "Oh, you're both right," and it's so stupid that. Sorry, it really frustrates me how they felt like they had to relegate a character to being the one who doesn't have an opinion, and that it just feels, I don't want to put too fine a point on it necessarily, it feels really kind of stupid and gross that it's the one female protagonist that they're like, oh, well, we need somebody who's not doing anything. Let's make it her.
Right.
Like,
they needed to remove her just so they could have conflict between Siro and Kung Lao.
Either write better conflict or at least consider taking out somebody else. And I know that you can't because like Kung Lao kind of always has to be there, but it's like I think if you have to completely eject a character, but you still have to reference them, write it better.
Yeah, Taja who used to be a thief and lived on the streets.
You'd think that
she'd have some fucking run-ins with the goddamn Black Dragon at some point, right? So the conflict very easily could have been
Siro and Taja once again, because we've seen this before. Siro and Taja and on one side, for lack of a better term, but it's like there's compelling things you could be doing to flesh the character out, and instead you just said, what if we just fucking got rid of her for an episode?
Right.
Like,
yeah, she could have been on Siro's side in wanting to hunt them down and kill them first. She could have been on her own side where she's afraid and she thinks that they should just give in because these people are...
Because she would know,
like,
man.
Yeah. She could have another plan of like, actually, I know a dude who's in the Black Dragon and I can like get us the hookup with that sweet medallion or some shit and get us some bargaining tools. But no, they're just like, she's just like, shrug.
I'm gonna go buy produce.
Yeah, and Ciro's like, we have to kill them all. Kung Lao's like, no, we don't have to kill any of them. And that's their whole conflict. Siro wants to kill everyone.
And then Raiden shows up and he's like, I like arguments.
Right. All right. So yeah, so they fight and Siro leaves and gets drunk apparently, and Jola finds him and tries to talk him into joining the Black Dragon.
Sort of.
He doesn't.
It's like she kind of tries, but she doesn't try very hard.
She's also trying to like hit on him, which and he's not having it.
She's trying to like seduce him into being cool.
Right. She's like, "Hey, I thought you were cool, man. Let's go."
And he's like, "I have a boyfriend."
Right. Yeah. He's like, "Nope, I like dudes and I'm drunk." But not that drunk. And so she fucks off down an alley and finds, I guess, an outworld slave trader.
Well, she planned to meet with the outworld slave trader to teleport her to outworld. However, it does set up the implication that there is an inter-realm network of slave trade that operates through mystical portals, and that is a whole fucking can of worms.
Yeah, this dude's dressed like a pirate, holding a bunch of shackles, and he's like, I can only transport slaves, so there's rules.
Yeah, and it seems as if the implication is when she does get through, she is at first a slave until somehow off-screen arguing who she is, because she gets taken to Shang Tsung. And then when Shang Tsung sees her, he's like, oh, it's you again.
Hey, I know you. We used to fuck.
Yeah, and again, questionable things about how long ago was all of this. Because this is about her grandpa and her dad, but she is either like 20 or 100, and we don't have any idea. It's not clear when any of these things are going on. And Vorpax is so mad.
Yeah, Vorpax finds Jola and she takes her to Shang Tsung, and then Shang Tsung like walks up and like grabs her aggressively and kisses her, and Vorpax is like, what the fuck? I thought we were like a thing, Shang.
And that scene sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. And then Shang Tsung, I have it in my notes here that Shang Tsung says that they used to be a thing until her dad, Black Dragon Daddy, betrayed him. And he swore revenge on the Black Dragon ever since then. So Jola's like, well, I don't like my dad anymore. He's gone soft. I want the power of the Black Dragon. You can do that for me, right? And Shang Tsung's like, Vorpax, get the fuck out of here. But she doesn't go far. She still listens into everything.
But actually stay.
Yeah, but actually stay, and I'm aware that you're going to be staying. I just want you to kind of like pretend to go or whatever, right? And so Shang Tsung, this is the weirdest part to me, because Shang Tsung's like, yeah, I can help you, but first you have to get something for me. And then he just opens a portal and sends her back to Earthrealm without telling us what he needed her to get.
Honestly, I don't remember that.
Because it was really weird, and I think the reason they did that is they were trying to like throw us off the trail, right?
Maybe. My notes for this whole section are spooky, foggy alley rips. She's definitely meeting a magician. And then, why am I not surprised? Also, there's an inter-realm slave trade to send people to Outworld. That seems deeply fucked. My next note is, oh my god, Shang, no, don't do that. That is not a reward. And then that story that wasn't that long ago for the grandfather if they fucked, or she's older than the 25 she looks. So I did not clock any plot there. I was just...
Yeah. Shang Tsung is like, I'll get you your powers. You have to get something from me. We're not going to tell the audience what it is because we're trying to pull a fast one on them. But you have to kill Kung Lao. And she's like, hell yeah, hook me up with them sweet dragon powers and I'll bring you his head, right? And then she's kicked out into the portal. Well, she goes through the portal, whatever, back to Earthrealm. And Vorpax comes out. And she's like, I can't believe you'd give dragon powers to a woman like that. Because Vorpax is, I don't know if it's jealousy or what, but it's definitely supposed to be jealousy.
Well, because like Vorpax has a bit of a seducer streak. So there are moments where it's hard to tell if her and Shang are like an evil partnership or like a thing, or they're like co-workers, or they don't like each other. Like, it's hard to read sometimes. But there is very much a vibe, especially when Shang Tsung, just assaults Jola immediately. There's a point where Vorpax, the note that I have is, Vorpax will not stand for this sex treachery. It seems like she is offended that there was a point where they were together and that there may be one again, which implies that, like, there is maybe something beyond Shang Tsung just being an abusive, terrible guy. Like, maybe there's some kind of thing there. Who knows?
I don't know, man. Oof.
All I know is that Vorpax is saucy as shit to Jola, and it's really good.
Yeah, I'm happy to see her back. I missed her last week.
A valuable presence.
I thought I missed Shang Tsung last week. Neither of them were in last week's episode, whichever one it was.
I think I miss Vorpax more because she gets to be more fun. Whereas, like, some of the stuff Shang has to do is just kind of gross.
Right, yeah. And, God, it was so uncomfortable when Shang Tsung and Jola were, like, weirdly caressing each other's hands.
Yeah, they're, like, their sexual chemistry is, questionable.
Yes, I didn't, there wasn't any. That's why. It was, yeah. They tried. Whatever. So, back at the trading post, Taja is once again gone, checking out some kind of a caravan or something early in the morning, right? Siro and Kung Lao are still not getting along because Siro wants to kill people.
Having the same fucking argument with borderline the same exact phrasing from like
Let's not even talk about it
ago.
anymore. Just know that until the end of the episode, they are at odds with each other because Siro wants to murder black dragons and Kung Lao
Here's the
doesn't.
Thing. They'll eventually agree. I'll just fucking tell you why. Because it doesn't matter. They realize that, maybe we don't have to destroy everything, but there is a time for violence when it is necessary against the greater evil. Over. That's it. Right. And then they agree to fight. Cool.
Meanwhile, they open their front door, and there's a monk pinned to it with a note. A dead monk pinned to their front door, nailed to the fucking front door with a note.
Hardcore as fuck.
There's some Michael Myers shit.
This is truly.
And the note reads, "One will die each day until we have what's ours."
Which ups the stakes, to be fair, but the argument is still the same.
Siro pulls some real untouchable shit, right? Eye for an eye.
Yeah, and then immediately it's like, Siro clearly didn't read the Bible.
What was the line in Untouchables? They put one of ours in the hospital, we put one of theirs in the morgue.
I have seen the movie, I don't remember the line.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the line. I'm going to cut that out. I didn't deliver it like with passion, so it's going to be kind of boring.
What's that one? Yes. We'll kill them if they kill us. As I fall asleep.
Yeah. So then Siro fucks off, and Kung Lao's like, "Where are you going?" And he's
actually, there's one good thing here. Right around here, actually, I've got a real eye for an eye shit note, and then I have Siro is really impassioned here. Good job, Daniel Bernhardt. I think this is some of the best acting we've got from him yet. I will give it that.
You're right. He had that long speech about how
he truly sounds both angry and scared. Like he's like, no, I
Yeah,
want to kill them because they're terrifying. Like
we have to kill them first. We have to kill all of them. This is a war. Yeah, they won't stop, right? And then he fucks off, and Kung Lao's like, where are you going? And he's like, to do what needs to be done. Then we get the fucking sweetest thing I've ever seen on this TV series. The only part of this episode, nope, one of the 2 parts of this episode that I was 100% here for, right? We cut to the Black Dragon Daddy sitting on his Black Dragon throne, and he asks some servant for some wine, right?
yeah,
Servant goes back bringing the wine, stabbed from behind, falls down dead.
murder montage.
Murdered. Black Dragon medallion spinning frantically in the air. Wine glass gets handed to Black Dragon Daddy. You think it's poison, right? No. Black Dragon Daddy. Throat slit. Boom.
Wine glass tumbles down the steps
Medallion spinning this whole time.
like a Beyblade.
Shout out to Jason.
Oh yeah, shit yeah. Shout out to Jason. That took me a second. I was like, what?
Yeah, boom, right there. Black Dragon Daddy is gone.
Murder montage was genuinely cool.
It was cool. I love the editing. It was like the music.
Yeah, the intercut medallion is a nice touch.
It was. It felt like a direct-to-DVD Crow sequel in its editing. But I mean that as a compliment.
Right.
Yeah, so now we cut back to Zhu Zhen and Kung Lao's walking down a dark alley, and Raiden pops in.
Yeah, Raiden shows up, and Kung Lao's like, yo, why are you here? And he's like, I thought I'd save you the trouble of calling. And then Kung Lao sort of works through how he feels about it with that real monk mentality of whether violence just begets more violence and where to ethically draw the line with the application of violence, like I mentioned before.
Raiden has that fucking sweet line where Kung Lao straight up asks Raiden what he would do, and Raiden goes, I'd kick the hell out of them myself, but I'm a god, so I can do that sort of thing.
Yeah, there's a line I want to get to from Raiden that I really want to get to, so I'm just going to skip to it, because otherwise I'm going to keep fucking up my notes until I'm allowed to say it. Siro gets really fucking angry later, and he starts just threatening everybody, and then Siro's like, now we're going to go fucking get them. You got that, Thunder God? And Raiden just says, you figure this is a good day to die, Siro?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I like saucy Raiden like that. I don't like when he sounds like a fucking gym coach.
Yeah, Raiden had some good shit this episode. I think better than last episode.
I like Raiden flexing that he's literally a god.
Reminding us, like, I know the television show doesn't have the budget to show me doing god stuff all the time, but trust me, I'm a fucking god.
I am a god. I feel like is there a fight in here that I'm forgetting about?
No. After this Raiden Alley scene, Jola and Cabral are fighting, right? Jola's she's accusing Kung Lao and the Trading Post people of killing Daddy, and Cabral's like, well, I'm leader of the Black Dragon now, and Jola's like, hey, that's not cool, and he's like, tough noogies, I'm the oldest, it's mine to have, whether or not I have the medallion, which disappeared after Daddy got killed. Ugh. Who cares? Right? They're mad at each other. Cabral's in charge of the Black Dragon now. So we're back at the Trading Post, and Taja goes outside, I think, and Siro's sitting there sharpening a dagger, and he's kind of like, the Black Dragon, we're here again, and there's another note pinned to the door. They wanted a meeting, right? So he's like, I'm going to the meeting, and Taja tries to stop him, but he just goes anyway, and unlike last episode, Taja doesn't go with him because she had other things to do.
Right.
So Dude goes to the meeting, and it's with Cabral, and Cabral's offering now to buy the Trading Post.
And Siro's basically just like, fuck off.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you came back to beg like a dog, and then Cabral sicks his goons on him to fuck him up, and we get a kind of cool, actually a really cool bow staff fight here. This was a good Daniel Bernhardt fight. You know, he's taking on both of them at once, just him, not 4 guys, so we know he can handle it. Right. He's doing a lot of stuff with that table. He's like ducking under it to avoid, then he's hitting the dudes with it.
Oh, yeah, this was great.
Kicking guy, like jumping up on it to kick dudes, and eventually gets a bow staff. It was rad. He like flips a guy over his head with the staff.
Yeah. There are some in sync like pop-ups, like people getting up at the same time, which is pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, that roll on the back and flip up kick that like Buffy does.
I can't picture precise moves, but I do just have a note to your point that just says table moves. Oh my god, table combat.
Yeah, it was like watching a 90s Jackie Chan movie.
It's tight as fuck. It does remind me of the scene in Rush Hour 2 where they go to the massage parlor, they have to fight those guys, and there's like a rolling ottoman that they're using as like a weapon. Or like as like not even a weapon, but as like a prop, basically.
What year was Rush Hour 2? Was that 1998 by any chance?
I don't think so. I think it was a little bit later than that. 2001.
So Rush Hour 2, clearly ripping off of Mortal Kombat Conquest Episode 7, Dead of the Dragon.
Growing up, we would constantly watch just Rush Hour in general, but I've seen the Rush Hour 2 blooper reel probably 800,000 times. It's, to this day, one of my most favorite things in the world. And if I watched it today, maybe some of it wouldn't have aged amazingly, but that is like a deeply, deeply important thing to me. Rush Hour in general, but very specifically the Rush Hour 2 blooper reel. Okay. There is a point where Chris Tucker keeps accidentally calling Jackie Chan Jackie, and the line that sticks out a lot to me for some reason is just this dude just goes, "His name is Lee, goddammit!" Like really exasperated.
I love it.
The fucking classic. Anyway.
Yeah, so unlike other fights, Siro actually wins this fight on his own, and then punches Cabral right in his fucking face.
Oh, really quick. I know I just talked a lot about Rush Hour 2. I want to make a quick note here. Brett Ratner sucks.
So Ciro's now got Cabral in the trading post, like under
this was fucking nuts.
A pendulum?
Yeah, like a fucking swinging executioner blade. Like, yeah.
like Edgar Allan Poe style pendulum, Pit in the Pendulum style, interrogating him for information.
My favorite
and Cabral
Edgar Allan
totally rolls over. Yeah,
sorry, my favorite Edgar Allan Poe poem is Raven starring Jeffrey Meek.
I knew it.
It had to be that. What else was I gonna say?
So between that and the pendulum here, we've got two Edgar Allan Poe references tangentially related to Mortal Kombat Conquest. Yeah, and then he's like trying to get information out of Cabral, and Cabral totally rolls over on his sister. He's like, I think my sister killed the monk, and I think she killed my daddy. Or no, he still thinks Siro kills his daddy. I don't care. At some point,
someone's dad.
Whatever.
Someone killed a dad. A dad has died.
A daddy has died. Kung Lao comes in and is like, hey, this is fucked up, and he lets Cabral go. He cuts the ropes, and dude just kind of runs out like a little weenie, because he's kind of a weenie. They have it out again, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? Raiden pops in. This is the point where he has that line where he says to, what did he say? It doesn't matter. You already told us.
You figure this is a good day to die, Siro? Fucking iconic.
Yeah, he tells them to get their shit together, and he bamfs out of there like he do.
I wish Raiden was allowed to say fuck. I feel like he could make really good use of like one fuck per episode. That's all.
That's all we want. Siro tells Kung Lao that he didn't kill Black Dragon Daddy, but that he would have.
Right.
We cut back to the mines. Jola's in the mines with Shang Tsung. She's got the medallion. She's like, here, this is the thing. This is
proved her medal.
This is the thing you wanted me to steal that you didn't tell us what it was, because we were trying to tease the audience that maybe Siro killed Black Dragon Daddy, but we're not very good at this. And I don't know, man. He does the spell. He gives her the power of the Black Dragon.
We gotta talk about this.
You gotta talk about this.
I have to talk about it?
I don't know that I have the words. So they got like
okay.
Fire starts spinning around her.
Yeah.
Right.
Shang Tsung. First things first. He's like, okay, so you're sure. You're like 100% sure. This is. I'm gonna do it right now. You're certain. She's like, fuck yeah, fucking magic me up, bro. And he's like, okay, got it. Check this shit out. And so he starts doing his hand stuff that we see him do, and she gets she gets engulfed in a spiral of flames, and it clearly hurts because she drops to the floor, and half of her body turns into a CGI dragon body, which breathes fire
from the waist
the waist up. Half of her body turns into dragon body.
From the waist down, her pants have turned into leather shorts.
They have. She has a big honking leg tat, and when she gets back up, she has opted for more of like a warrior princess kind of look. She's got like a headband and like big, like more teased out kind of hair, and like you're saying, like a combat skirt.
Pretty sure it was just leather shorts.
Leather shorts and a she's got a whole new look. And
leather top, leather gloves, leather boots.
We've glossed over. I've never been more caught off guard by anything in my entire life than when the top half of her body turns into a poorly rendered CGI dragon. It's one of the most shocking things I've ever seen. Period.
You were like, this transformation is fucking me up. Yeah. Jola's got the power of the ancient black dragon now.
And what does that mean for our heroes? Basically nothing.
Pretty much. She, Kung Lao and Siro had sent a message to Cabral to, that he was gonna give him the trading post. That was all a ploy to get them to fight on their own home territory.
Which doesn't make sense, but sure.
Well, I suppose it, like, you know, as opposed to going to theirs where there's probably like spike traps and death pits, and
but like
pillars and all that kind of shit.
Why would they go like it? I don't think the fight would have happened just there instead.
Oh, it's because the trading post is the largest set they have access to. So Jola shows up to the trading post,
has dragons for arms,
pushes the door open, and knocks Taja unconscious by hitting her with the door.
Again, what the fuck are we doing? What are we fucking doing? Like,
we're spending so much fucking time with Jola, who sucks, and no time with Taja, who rules.
Who is one of our main characters. Like,
yeah.
I don't understand the apparent lack of interest in developing Taja in the way we're developing Kung Lao and Siro.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Why have a trio? Like, anyway.
Yeah, and then they all start fighting. Jola is shooting fire out of her hands, and every time she does it, her hands turn into bad CGI dragons. She's glowing in fire when she first shows up. At some point, she's got like fiery wings, like dragon wings that just kind of appear for a split second or two. I'm really fucking into it.
I gotta say, actually, I was like pretty outrageously disappointed at the end of this episode.
Yeah, they didn't have
so lame, and like
they didn't have enough steam to like really fucking take this home because it's
there was no time to. First of all, like we get to the end and there's so much setup and so much bickering that like nothing can really happen other than we see her powered up form again in a fight, so we know the characters know it exists, and then that ends and she gets away. But moreover, like performatively, the actress for Jola, her name escapes me, but
Andrea Radutu. It's a Romanian name. I'm sorry, I can't pronounce it.
I don't think she was given great direction on what to do to illustrate.
No, she wasn't.
The fire parts, because she's just sort of like standing and making like a slightly confused look, and has her arms out. It's just wonky. Like, and the fight is kind of wonky. The fire and the running away from it, and I don't know. It's just I didn't like it. Right. The ending feels botched. Like
they do mix in some like hand to hand between her and Siro and Kung Lao. It's the most obvious stunt double I feel like we've seen.
Yeah.
The hair color isn't even the same.
And I mean, I'm not gonna disparage the actor because like
no, but
the Kung Lao one's pretty fucking noticeable sometimes too.
But this, like, the hair looks like it's a different color and it's a different like style, so it's like super obvious, and it makes the cuts between like the fisticuffs and the fire shooting like extra clunky and noticeable.
And most of the fire shooting is her in a shot by herself, so
right,
it's
they just had her stand there,
like it doesn't
and do a bunch of poses.
It doesn't work. It just doesn't work, man. It's just bad. Like,
and much like the Sub-Zero fight, she just kind of runs out of power, right? And she's like, "What's happening to me?" And then a portal opens and she gets sucked into it.
And Shang Tsung's like, "Gotcha."
Yeah. Shang Tsung's like, "I saved your life." Yeah, she gets sucked back into the mines. Shang Tsung's like, "I saved your life.
You didn't ask me for all the rules about these powers. Gotcha. I'm gonna fucking kill you.
These powers belong to me and they were killing you, and you need to stay here with me in the mines and train and learn how to use them before you can go back out there and kill Kung Lao for me. You belong to me now." And then he like walks off.
Yeah.
Out of the cave. And
Vorpax is loving it.
Vorpax is so here for it. She's like, "Dragon Lady got her ass kicked." That's a quote. That's not me.
Direct quote.
Interpreting. That is a direct Vorpax quote.
And the moody Shang Tsung walk off is pretty good.
It is.
But and actually really quick, I'm gonna say the fight does have some good ass fucking cartwheels and gymnastics and shit.
Yeah, there was a lot of tumbling and like high aerial somersaults and stuff.
To the credit of the choreography is always good. But
yes, it is like in the Sub-Zero episode, it is when they mix in the supernatural stuff. I feel like they did a pretty good job with the scorpion spear.
Yeah, but like the fighting is good separate from the fire, which is bad.
But it disrupts the flow, you know.
And yeah, it doesn't coalesce into anything.
They spent all their money on that sweet dragon transformation. They just didn't have anything left. Like, so in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I forget the exact number. I think it was something like every time they dusted a vampire on the series, it cost something like $5,000 for the special effects shot.
Okay.
And I feel like every time she shot her dragon hand thing and they had to put the CGI dragon fire on this, they were just burning through cash with every single one of those shots. And they just didn't have anything left at the end.
That's probably true, yeah.
Like, I think much like her burning through her Black Dragon powers, the show burned through the budget and had to cut things short.
You have to be honest with me. You have to tell me something.
Yeah.
Because the ending doesn't matter. They fucking talk to Raiden again. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
How much more Jola are we going to see if she's down there with Shang Tsung? Are we going to get like a lot?
Oh, get ready, dude.
Is there a
we
lot?
Are going to... There is no more Jola
ever.
Ever? Ever. We don't see her again.
What, did they decide the effect was too fucking expensive?
I think the show got canceled is what happened.
Yeah, I guess.
Well... Yeah, no more Jola. That's it. She's just down there banging around.
Honestly, that makes this episode so much more fucking annoying that like it doesn't matter at all.
She's not down there being like a rival to Vorpax, which would have been cool, you know. She's just done. She's gone. This episode didn't need to happen at all.
But honestly, even if they were going to bring that back in season 2, bringing somebody up in one episode and then not bringing them back for a season, also bullshit. They brought this upon themselves. Fuck this episode.
Yeah, the like 2 or 3 like fun moments in it aren't enough.
Well, and the arguments that we got in the previous episode, I think, do a better job of emphasizing both the ideological split and the ability for reconciliation between our protagonists than this does. Because while the performances are sometimes better and more impassioned because the stakes seem to be a little bit higher, it immediately feels like a retread. Like, I do think like the Raiden stuff is a little bit better. Siro, in terms of Daniel Bernhardt and his acting, feels like he's taking this a lot more seriously because it's about protection rather than pride. But I still feel like tied together with this antagonist and this structure, we're better served by the Noob Saibot episode because it has some of those same things, but in a better overall package. And especially if we don't fucking see her again at all, like not even once, then like, man, that's an hour of our lives we're just not getting back anymore.
And I'm honestly getting whiplash from Ciro's. So like, first couple episodes, he's a cop. Then he's hungry all the time.
Yeah, then he's jovial, hungry man.
Then he's horny all the time. Then
he's horny for violence all the time.
Then his masculinity is fragile, and then he's angry all the time and wants to murder everybody. Like he's got to settle down. He's got to level out. I don't know what the answer is.
We can't give Taja anything to do, but we can give Siro every personality trait when the show requires it.
Just be clear, Daniel Bernhardt, if you're listening to this, we love you, man.
Yeah, he didn't write the show. Like, I think this is his best acting to date, probably.
Yeah, and I think he does a good job.
He's owning the material.
Yeah, it's just I don't know, man.
It's frustrating.
Next week is an episode I think we're gonna like. I remember it being a complicated, confusing one.
Oh boy, great! That's what we need.
But it is heavy on Taja and Vorpax.
Fucking sign me up.
And so. Like, I'm here for this one. It is called, let's see, next week, Undying Dream, episode 8. Do you want me to read a little teaser for you, maybe to get you excited after the slog that this one was?
Sure, hit me.
Shang Tsung sets the ultimate trap for Kung Lao and Siro by kidnapping Taja and bringing her to the cobalt mines of Outworld.
Good, but once again, they couldn't fucking help themselves, huh?
Well, but
we need a damsel. Fuck. Okay, Taja, you're up, champ. Sending it at World.
The difference is, while she is a damsel, she gets a lot more screen time, and if I'm remembering correctly, she has a lot more to do and is a much more active role in the proceedings of the episode.
Which is a fucking improvement.
So I'm here for that. Yeah.
So, like, why not fucking kidnap the himbo? I don't know.
I don't know either, man. But this is where we're at. I do think like it's, Vorpax is also pretty active in the next episode.
I'll take more Vorpax for sure.
Yeah.
I also like the idea of an episode being predominantly set in Outworld.
It probably makes sense since there's so many solo Taja episodes, since there's so many solo Taja scenes in the next one, I wonder if they were filming concurrently, and the reason she wasn't in this one much was because she had a lot more shooting to do for the next one.
It's possible.
That probably makes sense. I feel like they probably had a pretty tight shooting schedule for this thing.
Yeah, probably. And I was gonna say something and I forgot what it was.
Are we giving up on that?
I don't remember what it was.
That's it. That's it for this one. We talked about Greg Vaughn, who played Cabral quite a bit at the beginning.
Yeah, honestly, we don't need to talk about Greg Vaughn anymore.
Well, except that I just want to, but I won't.
Well, what is one Greg Vaughn fact we did not get to yet?
I think I got all of them.
Well, then we're good.
Hold on. Wait. Oh, here's a fact. His legal name is James Gregory Vaughn Jr.
That's good. Sorry, I stubbed my toe right as you said that. I'm so sorry. Fuck. His name's James, you said? That's cool.
James Gregory Vaughn Jr.
That hurt a lot. Keep this in. Please keep this in. Fuck. That really hurt.
I will.
I kicked my subwoofer way harder than I thought by accident.
Oof.
Ow.
Ooh, la-di-da. Corey's got a subwoofer. Mm-hmm. Economy's doing great in Canada.
I bought this like 3 years ago.
Oh, here's a fun fact about Greg Vaughn.
He also has a subwoofer.
He was born on the exact same date as Neil Patrick Harris.
How did you know that?
It's on his IMDb trivia.
What a weird piece of trivia to have.
And he briefly dated Alyssa Milano.
Another Poison Ivy tie-in.
Yeah, he's really entrenched in the Poison Ivy.
In the lore.
Yeah.
And then we've got Jola, who is a name that we got wrong once already.
Andrea, I'm sorry, listeners, I have to spell it. Radutoiu. Radutiu?
Something like that. We're not Romanian, sorry.
Yeah, she was born in Romania. She played Hera in the Helen of Troy TV miniseries, and she was someone in Mystery Men, and she was on an episode of Monk. So when we made all those Monk jokes.
Was she on Pacific Blue?
She was not on Pacific Blue.
I'll be 100% sure.
I am 100% sure.
Was she a model? Have we double-checked that? Because everyone else has been.
She looks like one. But no, she has 5 acting credits. Mortal Kombat Conquest, Mystery Men, Stormcatcher, Helen of Troy, and Monk.
Cool. And we will never see you again.
It feels bad to be like, and this person didn't do much.
I mean, it's not her fault. She's not going to hear it.
She might. She might have Google alerts for Mortal Kombat Conquest.
Google alerts for her own name.
Right.
Well, I guess they wouldn't go off because we didn't say it right.
We spelled it, though. She probably has Google alerts for that, too. That's it, Corey. Let's.
Oh, boy. We are, I don't know about you, Neal. I feel like I've run out of steam, much like the episode we just discussed.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. Our Black Dragon powers have drained us, and we need to retreat to the Cobalt mines.
I gotta say, I wanna give a Neal appreciation moment. Love that you always come up with some kind of tie-in, much like my terrible segues.
I do my best.
Except yours are not terrible. I like that. That's good. Anyway, yeah, I guess we're ending the podcast.
Yeah.
Let's end the podcast.
Let's end the podcast. You want to plug your stuff?
Yeah. I gotta write.
You're like, fuck it. Nope.
I honestly thought about just saying no. People can listen to another episode if they want to hear my plugs. But really quick, Twitter and Letterboxd, Mr. Corey Price. Other podcasts with Liam talking about various franchise sequels, reboots, remakes, etc. They made another one. All your podcast services. TMAO is the Letterboxd, and They Made Another is the Twitter.
Hopefully you'll be covering Children of the Corn 5.
I wrote it down, so yeah, probably someday.
Greg Vaughn.
And I will mention it.
Want to tell people what the most recent episode will be? This comes out on Friday.
Friday the 13th. And this is coming out on Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 13th, 2009.
Oh, sick.
Not a moment too soon.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Final Neal. I have a retro gaming Instagram account at A Mess of Games. Post a lot of Mortal Kombat shit over there. And follow Big Ciro's Big Doors. Nope, hold on. Follow Thick Ciro's Thick Doors on Instagram at Egress-tagram. Links to all of these things in the show notes.
If you didn't plug it, I was going to plug it again. So I'm glad you just committed.
Of course I did.
So good.
And that's it. We will be back next week to talk about episode 8, Undying Dream.
Yeah, and you know, I thought I had a line and I didn't again. I'm so sorry. This is bad podcasting.
I'm probably gonna lay this over as the outro music plays. That's been working out pretty well so far.
Man,
you know what I call my Coke energy drink? I call it my editing juice.
Gross.
Because I drink it while I edit this
podcast.
This
what the
chaotic
fuck outro is this? I'm fully out of gas. Wowie.
I'm hitting stuff.
All right. Sorry about that.